Hey guys, Tony here, and I'm bringing you another game of MLB 11 Road to the Show, and I'm calling this Chasing Roger Maris and the Playoffs. And the reason why I'm calling it that is because of the fact that, kind of like the real Padres, we were in first place most of the season, and then we lost first place to the Rockies, and then we were just chasing the wild card the rest of the season. So it was like, gosh, I don't know, all of September, we're just like fighting and fighting and fighting, and we lost a whole bunch of games in September. And this is it. This is the first week in October, and I'd hit my 60th home run, and I was like, holy crap, I'm almost on 61. And so I decided to record the last 4 games of the season. I got sat out 1 game. There was actually 5. So I didn't get as many at bats as I wanted to. But here's something that happens in real life that is happening in this game right now, and I'm pressing. I have been pressing for the last month or so of the season. I had actually been playing this game a little too much. I played like a whole month straight, which it's not that long to do a month of baseball, but after a while it's just like becomes a grind. And usually I'll play like a series or 2, and then I'll turn it off. I'll do Black Ops or do something else. But I was really wanting to get to the postseason, and so I grinded this thing out. And what I had noticed is that for me as a player, I was pressing. I was trying to hit pitches that I shouldn't be hitting. I wasn't waiting on pitches. I became very impatient. And the pitchers were very smart. They were pitching me down, they were pitching me curveballs in the dirt, they were pitching me fastballs low, pitches that I couldn't do anything with. So as a result of my impatience and the pitchers being really smart, my batting average dropped like 20 points. It was ridiculous. So this is the sort of treatment that I was getting, pitches low, fastballs low, changeups low, and I wasn't seeing them. And then every time I saw a fastball high like that, I took a hack at it because it was the only thing that I saw up in the zone. And I was at a couple of points I was actually like yelling at my TV. I was like, "Come on, Tony, what the hell are you doing?" It got really frustrating. And there were a lot of times where I felt like I was right on a pitch and I'd foul it off. It would be like a weak little foul ball right back to the catcher. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I got this idea, and I got this through MLB 10, that the computer is against you sometimes. If you're on a long streak, because I was like on my franchise mode, I was on like a 37 game hit streak. And that one game that I jumped in there to play, like my player, it was Scott McLean, who was actually on my franchise team as well. He just couldn't hit the ball. Excuse me. He couldn't hit the ball out of the infield. It was really weird. And this is a guy who mashes, especially in my franchise mode, he mashes. So, anyways, this is about This is about pressing. I still got this weird cough. I don't know why it hasn't gone away yet, but I got to go see my doctor today, so I'm going to talk to him about it. Anyway, so I was pressing when I got 1 for 4. Because I wanted to get through these games, I didn't want to go through all the batting practice. I just go and cut out the batting practice. And at some points, I didn't even take batting practice. But what I want to talk about, though, is Roger Maris. If you guys don't know the story, and this is something I hate especially when you're on the bases, you'll see the way the pitcher, like, his motion was really, really fast. Well, his motion is actually very slow and deliberate. And sometimes, to prevent a guy from running, I've been thrown out this way, the pitcher will quick pitch you. And as a pitcher, I hate that because it's ridiculous, because of the fact that if you were to really quick pitch somebody like that, you would throw your entire motion out of sync. See, that's how he normally throws. And it's stupid. So, oh yeah, and I get so mad at Brad Hopp later on. And I think it's probably coming up here, but I'll talk about that when I get there. But anyways, Roger Maris in 1961, he was playing on the Yankees with the great Mickey Mantle, and I think he'd been traded in the season before, like the 1960 season. He was on the Yankees. The point is that there was this whole home run race between Mickey and Mantle, and who would have more home runs by the end of the season. And as it turned out, I think Mickey Mantle dropped off at 58 home runs or something like that. But as the season went on, as with all the other home run seasons that we had with, say, like Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds and King Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa, it was this elusive, let's see if we can catch Roger Maris. And eventually, Mark McGwire did catch Roger Maris. I think he hit like 62 or something like that one season. And then, of course, we know that Barry Bonds hit 73. I'm not going to say that home run total will never be broken, but that's going to take some swinging to do. The whole steroids thing comes into play. I'm not going to really get into that because you can believe what you want to believe. As a Padre fan, I totally think he's juicing. I mean, I'm not going to go into it. Here's what's bothering me. 3-2 count, 1 out. The coach is telling me to steal second base, and this is why I'm super mad at Brad Hopp right now as a player, because foul ball 1, he fouls what is he 3 balls off, and then before he grounds to first or something, and I'm just like sick and tired of running the bases at this point. See, I didn't even try for second base. I knew he was going to foul that pitch off. Like, this is what bothers me about the computer is, like, it'll do stupid shit like give me a steal on a 3-2 count. Like, why are you going to have me running on 3-2? I mean, it could be a hit and run, but it was a straight steal. Because they do that all the freaking time. So everyone's like, come on, Brad, just fucking hit the ball. And then when he does, I'm just like, I'm so over it. So I run all the way to third. I mean, I make it's a mental mistake because I don't know if I thought there was 2 outs or not, but I just was like, I'm so over like running the bases right now. So I was like, fuck it, I'm done. So anyways, going back on Roger Maris, they had extended the season to the 162 game season not long, somewhere in the 60s, I'm not sure. And this is what I was talking about. Fastball's up, I go chasing it. And so then what happened is, because it's Babe Ruth, it was Babe Ruth's record, it was a Yankee as well. People were giving him so much crap. There was, they're like, well, the game, if he does it in the 158 games or whatever that Ruth did it in, then the record should count. If not, then he should have a separate record. And this whole thing went through, and then they decided that, yes, it was going to be a separate record. The asterisk was denote what is separates the 2 seasons. So if somebody were to hit 100 or 61 home runs in 158 games, it would tie Ruth. But if they did it after that, then Ruth would still have, done it first and sooner than another player, which we still see that all the time. We're like, oh, this guy got 3,000 hits in this many days playing. I mean, the record is still achieved. You got your 3,000 hits, but then if you want to say who did it first, or who did it sooner or quickest, at what age, then they usually sort of make that side analysis later on. But the record will still stand. And so basically the Roger Maris thing, now I think it's all just one record. It doesn't really matter since Barry Bonds hit 73. But eventually they took the asterisk away. And then this is about the point that I finally calmed down. I was just like, okay, you know what? If the 61st comes, it comes. I'm going to stop pressing, because I really was going up there every at-bat looking for something to hit and hit a home run. So every time I saw a fastball, I was swinging at it. I was jumping at curveballs, change-ups and stuff. I just really wasn't staying back on the ball and trying to hit what was given to me. And then things like that would happen where I was like, okay, that looked like a pretty decent pitch, but I guess not, And then that bothers me. You can see when I look at my swing analysis, that's not true. I was not swinging up. Sometimes it'll do that. Like if you go down and swing, it'll show it up. It's really weird. I don't know why it does it, but it does it. I mean, I don't play on the like I said, I play on rookie. I like to have fun with this game, so I don't have to use the hit adjustment. It's all about timing. But sometimes it seems like that is a factor in this game, because there's at-bats that I'd have with perfect timing, and I would hit the ball weakly to the second baseman. So it doesn't make any sense. And here we go. Brad Hopp's fouling balls off again. I hate Brad Hopp right now for that. But the Roger Maris thing, it's the movie 61 Asterisk. That's what this is all about. It's all about this race to 61 home runs and the trials and tribulations of Roger Maris. And it's a really, really good baseball movie. And I know I talked about it in my Major League Baseball, video, the movie video. So, anyways, yeah, so we are still, and here's what's really hard about this right now is that, I'm chasing the record, we're chasing the playoffs. I really want to make the playoffs because I'd like to bring playoff gameplay. That would be kind of fun instead of having to go back to spring training. And we keep losing games. We lost so many games to teams we shouldn't have lost to. We lost to the Diamondbacks the series before this in Arizona. I think we lost 2 out of 3. We lost to the Giants. and these are the bottom teams in the National League West. We were losing like 11-3. You know, we're just getting stomped. And part of me thinks, and you guys who play Road to the Show, you can make a comment on this too. A part of me thinks it's because of the fact that if your player isn't hitting as well as he should be, the team sort of suffers. So it's like when I'm hitting well, and maybe I'll be hitting solo shots or whatever, the team seems to play better. But when I'm not hitting, and then there we go, I get my 61st. I was like, finally. I was so happy. I was like, woo! I was really sort of like had my arms up in the air. I was like, cool. You know, it's sort of an achievement for me. And you get a lot of points for it too. And you'll hear what Matt Veskursen says. That's right. Once a magic number. Not anymore, but it's still an achievement. I mean, if you go and you hit 61 home runs in a single season, that's pretty badass, you know. So I did it on, I believe this is the last day of the season. And I don't know if Roger Maris did it on his last day of the season. I have to go back and take a look at the stats. But after that, I kind of felt settled in. You know, like this entire game, I felt a little bit calmer. But there, you know, I took that change up, and they hit it right where it should have been hit to right field. So, yeah, it's nice. It felt good to make an achievement like this. I know, like, the player's, you know, a stud, and it's on rookie, and so it's sort of like one of those things you should expect. But, you know, I don't know. I had a creative player one time who barely hit 20 home runs in a season. So sometimes it's just sort of that magical combination of, you know, player and whatever. So anyways, we go into a one-game playoff with the Reds. We were tied, and the wild card was tied. And this game for me was like, wow, we need to win this thing, or else, you know, we're not going to the playoffs. And so, like I said, my average was like 470 something. It's dropped down to 455, I think, at the beginning of this game. And it's just a tough break. I keep looking at the score in this game every time I come up to bat, and then I'm notorious for this. And this is something I'm going to work on well in the playoffs, and then definitely next season I'm going to try to take more pitches. You know, I'm way too aggressive. In real life, I'm not this aggressive. I usually take a strike before I do anything else. But you know, I was like, okay, you know, that's a fastball in. I should have turned on it, but I didn't. You know, I was just for some reason I sort of sit curveball. Well, the reason why I'm late on a fastball is because I'm really trying to sit back, wait for that pitch to get to me a little bit longer, and it's a tactic. And this is what I love. I turned nicely on that changeup. I sat on it perfectly. And that's what I'm talking about. Sitting back on the pitch, letting it travel, and hitting it out of the ballpark like I did. So this is 62. So this actually counts as regular season games. One game regular season playoff to see who makes the actual postseason. But that's what you want to do. If you find that you're way too out front, you should start sitting back on pitches. And then, you know, like, okay, I saw that fastball coming in, so, you know, hit it pretty freaking hard and right at the guy. So there's nothing I could do. But like I said, I keep checking the score, and when I got to this at bat, I looked up and I'm like 8-1. Yes, sixth inning. This is great. This is good news. We are the Padres in real life and the Padres in this game have this tendency to break down and give up big leads. So although I was happy with a 7-run lead, I was not really happy with a 7-run lead, and it was not helping. Oh, and this guy is an idiot. Hard line drive to left field. You're on second base. You don't tag up. Why? I just, like, when he was running, I'm like, what is he doing? I mean, he could be Ricky Henderson, but you still don't do that. It's frustrating. So they did a pretty good job, minus my home run, of eliminating my power. And here it is, 11-2. So we got ourselves a 9-run lead. This is nice. This, I know we're gonna win this game. And you know, there we go. Another base hit for me. Oh no, never mind. What the hell? Sorry, flied out. There was another inside fastball, but yeah, we win this game and we make the playoffs, and I'm excited because now I can do the playoff baseball. So anyways, guys, that is my video. We made the playoffs, and I'll talk to you in the next one. All right, later.